Hi everybody, this is Mr. Renick here with the Chippewa Falls High School Band, putting together a short video for you on which band do I register for. We're doing things a little bit differently next year, and there's just been a few questions. So to get things started, concert/marching band. We have two groups, first semester, and then three groups. We have three bands next year. There's a varsity band, we have a symphonic band, and then that symphonic band is also a wind ensemble. And so the varsity band is predominantly for 9th graders, while the symphonic/wind ensemble is predominantly for 10th through 12th graders. Varsity band, we'll come back to that in a second, is also open to students in 10th through 12th grade. But again, it's predominantly for our 9th grade students. The reason we have this open to 10th, 11th, and 12th graders is that it helps out with our fall semester. You know that the band room is a little crowded when we have all 200 students in there at the same time. And traditionally what we've done is when marching band ends, we split into two groups. And what that requires us to do is we have to maintain 2 complete sets of concert percussion. We have to maintain 2 complete inventories of brass and low woodwind instruments because of that split. So we're hoping next year that by having a little bit different organization, we're going to be able to not have to maintain 2 complete inventories, but we'll only have to maintain 1 inventory, 1 set of resources, and then we can make it a better inventory and a better set of resources. So again, varsity band predominantly for 9th grade students, and the symphonic band/wind ensemble, this is our auditioned group, is predominantly for 10th, 11th, and 12th graders. So if you're in 8th grade right now and you're going to be in 9th grade for band next year, you would register for varsity band. If you're in 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, you would register for symphonic band, and then you could additionally audition to be in the wind ensemble, which would happen once marching band's over. Now, here's why I say things like predominantly and routinely, and this is our intention, is because of the marching piece. The varsity band doesn't do all of the marching things that the symphonic band does. And what that ends up looking like, I'll draw a little picture for you, is we have our symphonic band, right? And here they are marching their show, la la la, wow, it's a great show. So original, evocative, imaginative. There's the symphonic band. This is, again, our predominantly 10th, 11th, and 12th graders. They're doing their thing, and it's working really well. The varsity band students are also learning this show, but they're maybe learning like this little part of it. And then they're only performing on Friday nights. So again, on a Friday night, the band might look like this. And then on a Saturday, when we are at a competition, it's just the symphonic band. It's just the upperclassmen that are competing. And what that'll do is it allows the freshman students an opportunity to get acclimated to the routine, to the program here at the high school. It helps you get your feet wet. It gets you a little bit of exposure to marching, and then you decide, hey, this is something that I really enjoy, or I'd like to do this at a little bit different level. So coming back to this, students in 10th, 11th, and 12th grade who are thinking to themselves, marching band is a fun thing. I enjoyed it, but it's not something that I can commit to. The weekends are too much. I'm also a varsity swimmer, different things like that, or whatever your instance might be, and you want to do it at just a little bit less intense sort of schedule level, then varsity band would be a great option for you. It lets you still be in band, lets you still get a little bit of marching, lets you be with your friends, but there isn't that weekend component. There's still Friday night football games and things like that, but like I said, those weekends are gone. That's kind of what that looks like. So let's go over that schedule really quick. This is going to be a really rough draft as far as the schedule goes. So Wednesdays in the summer are open to everybody. This is our optional, a fun thing we do. We work on the show a little bit, do little marching fundamentals, usually have like a water balloon fight, go see a movie, things like that. Those are going to be open to everybody. Camp in August is open to everybody. That's not an optional thing. That's just part of being involved in our band program. It's an opportunity for us in August before school starts. We start learning the show. We do a lot of team building. It's a pretty fun time. Friday night football games is going to be everybody. And this is where it then kind of changes. This is sort of like your average American high school band experience. And then students in that symphonic band, our upperclassmen predominantly, are going to be the ones who are competing on the weekends. And they're the ones going to the state championships. The one exception to that is that our home show. It's a show we do here at the high school, and that's where we have everybody competing. So again, coming back to these two options, if you are in 10th, 11th, and 12th grade and you're thinking like, yeah, I love what we've been doing, this is my jam, then you're signing up for symphonic band. This is business as usual, the way things have quote-unquote always worked. If you're a 9th grader or you're a 10th and 11th and 12th grader, or you're going to be, right, and you're thinking, I want to still be in band, I want to also play in jazz band, here's an opportunity then for you to sign up for varsity band, and then you're just going to be working on the show during class, and it's going to be a little bit different pace, a little bit different level of intensity because there's not that weekend commitment. There's still the Friday night football games because almost every high school in America that has a band marches on Friday nights in some variety. So that's the difference between the varsity band and the symphonic band, just to kind of clarify that. Now let's talk about jazz. What do you do if you want to be in jazz band? We have 3 jazz bands here at the high school. Jazz 1 is our audition group. Students in the spring can audition to be in jazz band. This is our traditional big band, set instrumentation, 5 saxophones, 4 trombones, 4 trumpets in the rhythm section. Jazz 2 is also a traditional big band, and we work on the same kind of music and styles as we do in Jazz 1 and Jazz 2. We cover swing, we cover funk, we cover Latin, we cover rock, some pop styles, ballad, all kinds of different genres. There's no difference between the two. Jazz 1 is just an audition group, and then Jazz 2 is still a big band setup. And then Jazz 3 depends on the number of students who register. So if we have 100 students that register for band, then Jazz 3 would be a big band, and then we'd also probably have to add a Jazz 4. If we have, about 60 students, then Jazz 1, 2, and 3 would each be traditional big band. The difference between Jazz 1 and 2 and Jazz 3 is that Jazz 3 is open to everybody. This year, Jazz 3 was operating during prime time, and we had students in orchestra, we had students in choir, we had a penny whistle, all kinds of different sort of uniquer instruments. We had a lot of kids working on a second instrument in Jazz 3, and this is just going to be an option. It'll depend on the number of students that register. Likely, Jazz 3 will probably end up being during prime time again. And so then you're going to be auditioning to be in Jazz 1, or you'll be registering for 1 and 2. For right now, if you're thinking you want to audition for Jazz 1 and you feel like that'd be a really cool thing for you to be in, then register for Jazz 1. And we can change it later in the event that your audition, you don't make it into Jazz 1. Or if you're thinking, nope, Jazz 2 is where I want to be, then you just register for Jazz 2 and there's no audition. Jazz 3 won't show up on the registration, so you can kind of ignore that, but just be prepared for that to exist, depending on the number of students that register. If you don't register for Jazz 1 and you do register for Jazz 2, but then you audition for Jazz 1 and make it, again, I can fix your schedule. Your counselors and I have a great relationship. We talk through these things every year, and we'll get you in the right spot. If you're an incoming 8th grader and you want to try jazz for the first time, I'd say sign up for Jazz 2. If you are a incoming 9th grader and you were in jazz last year and you really enjoy it and you feel like you learned a lot and you want to audition for Jazz 1, then that's an option for you as well. I think that's the end of my presentation. If you have any questions, you can certainly email me. My email address is rennick, MLRENNEK, ML, @chipfalls.org, and I'd be happy to coach you through this. Mr. Collicott at the middle school is a great resource as well. He and I talk quite frequently, and he knows what's going down as well.